Welcome to the West Ham Voice, and thank you for joining me for this very brief preview of the Everton versus West Ham game that's on at 2:15 on Sunday, the 18th of September. It's been a couple of weeks since we've last played in the Premier League. The game against Newcastle was postponed, of course, because of the Queen's death. We've had quite a few weeks to get over the fact that we were cheated out of 2 points out of a point, against Chelsea a few weeks ago. But we have had a couple of games in between where we played against FCSB as well as Silkeborg in the Europa Conference League, and we've done okay-ish. Well, we won both games, I guess. Let's get into this. After 6 games, both Everton and West Ham find themselves in the bottom half of the league, with Everton above us just purely on goal difference, 3 goals better off than we are at the moment. So given that we've only just played 6 games this season so far, we're not both teams are not doing that well. We've won 1, we've drawn 1, we've lost 4. Everton have lost 2, and they've drawn 4. What they've done over the this season is they've become an awful lot harder to beat. They're quite a resilient team, and although we don't want to give him credit, fair play to Lampard for making them that resilient. Amadou Onana, he's playing in the centre of midfield. He's obviously a player that we all know about. They spent £70 million in the summer transfer window, Everton, and they spent nearly half of that on this one player alone. And we all know David Moyes was desperate to sign him too. They've made other improvements. Neil Maupay from Brighton has come in as well. But many say with the sale of Richarlison to Spurs that some would say that they're actually weaker in attack than they are stronger. And in fact, that's one of the things that they found. They found it quite hard to score goals at the moment. Having said that, they are quite difficult to score against as well. In the last game that they played in their last lineup, they had in goal Pickford, who we believe is now injured, Patterson, Cody, Tarkowski and Mikalenko in defence, Davis, Onana and Iwobi, and Gray, Maupay and Gordon up front. And we think that there will only be a couple of changes probably in that lineup, and which I'll get to in a moment. Lampard has dabbled with his formation, a bit like David Moyes has tried to be doing. He's adopted 3-4-3 systems, a 5-4-1 system, as well as a 4-2-3-1 system. And I think what he's going to likely to go for against West Ham is likely to be another 3-4-3 system. But I'll get to that again in a moment. Look, the only 2 games that they've lost so far this season, the first 2, the 1-0 defeat against Chelsea and then the 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa. And apart from the win in the Carabao Cup against Fleetwood, they've done well. They've drawn a lot of their games, a couple of 1-1s, a couple of 0-0s, etc. The last game that they played against Liverpool, they drew 0-0 against. In that game, as I mentioned already, this was their lineup. Pickford was in goal, Patterson, Cody, Tarkowski and Mikalenko, Davis, Onana and Iwobi, Gray, Maupay and Gordon up front. Look, we all know what Gordon is like. There's been many teams who've tried to gone for him in the summer transfer window. He's got rapid pace, really, really good footballer, and someone that's going to clearly give an awful lot of problems to Vladimir Sufal if he plays down on that left flank. So he's someone that we've got to look out for, and he's certainly a player that can cause us an awful lot of problems. Other players to sort of take note of course, is Tom Davis alongside Anthony Gordon, and also Iwobi as well, Damari Gray, Neil Maupay. They're all players that can certainly cause problems for us. And of course, Calvert-Lewin could be back for this game as well. And if he is back, with regards to their lack of goals that they've scored, they've only scored 4 goals this season that was shared out between Gray and Gordon. Calvert-Lewin can come back and really cause us problems up front if he starts. Look, it's been quite a challenge for Everton, but they're doing, they're not pulling up any trees, but they are quite difficult to play against, and they are quite, they're not going to be an easy team to break down. I think with the injuries, Pickford is injured, and Calvert-Lewin being back, they may make 2 changes for their game against West Ham. Begovic would go in goal. I know they brought in an emergency keeper as well, but Begovic is likely to be the goalie to start, their veteran keeper at 35 years of age. But compared to our keeper, Fabianski, he sounds like a pup. And then, of course, if Calvert-Lewin does start, he will take the place of Maupay. But otherwise, that team kind of picks itself at the moment for Everton. They're quite solid at the back. With Cody and Tarkowski coming in as 2 central defenders in the summertime. We wanted Cody as well. Many moons ago, we also wanted Tarkowski, but he didn't come to us when he was still at Burnley, and we wanted to pay a massive fee for him. So they can cause us problems. They've got a good midfield, good engine in midfield, and they've got good players up front. So I think they're going to go. I said maybe a 3-4-3, but maybe a more 4-3-3 might be to their preference, and they'll be able to cause us quite a few problems there. We've got to be on our game, don't we? I mean, we've had quite a lot of changes so far. I've mentioned, they've got a couple of players, like I've already said, who can cause us problems. Davis is quite a good player. Iwobi can be solid alongside Onana. Gray, Calvert-Lewin and Gordon will cause us immense problems up front. And ourselves, well, this was the team that started against Chelsea a few weeks ago. Sorry, it was Fabianski in goal, not Areola. Soufal, Kera, Zuma, and Emerson at the back. And the only reason why Emerson was playing was because Creswell was injured at the time. Souček and Declan were in the middle, and then Bowen, Paquetá, and Fornals to support Antonio. We did all right. I mean, the first half wasn't great, but the second half we did an awful lot better. This was the team that we played against FCSB, and we made a number of changes. In defence, we put Ogbonna in for Zuma. For Flynn Downs started in the middle of the park with Declan, and then up front, every player got changed there. We had Cornet, Lanzini, Benrahma, and Scamacca up front. Look, a couple of these players didn't really show up in the first half. Lanzini didn't really do that well. Cornet took time to get into it. Scamacca only just got back into the game after coming back from an illness. So we weren't that fluid, but we got the job done. And then, of course, against Silkeborg, we made 1 or 2 changes. Downs got dropped, and I'm going to get to him in a moment. Downs got dropped, and Lanzini dropped a lot deeper. Creswell came back, so we played with a back 3. And I tried to explain the other day why I thought we went for a back 3. Zuma was never going to start on a plastic pitch. Neither was Ogbonna, and Dawson had only just come back. And in order maybe to give Dawson that little bit of security, having been just come back from a long injury, maybe that's why he put Kera and Creswell either side of him to just give a little bit of that solidity. And then up front, I was surprised that Paquetá started. I'm not sure if we needed him to start, but at least he got game time. And Lanzini, I also mentioned Lanzini was invisible against FCSB, but playing slightly deeper seems to be much better for him. Now, will any of these players start or who will start against Everton? Moyes has got a choice to make. Moyes has got a number of choices that he has to make. We know Fabianski's our Premier League keeper, so we know he's going to play. We know Soufal's going to play at right back because Johnson and Ashby are both injured at the moment. Zuma will come back. And one of the first choices Moyes has to make is what happens on the left side of defence, whether he goes for Emerson or whether he goes for Creswell. And then in the middle of the park, if we have rested Downs in order to play in this game, a lot of fans are speculating that the reason why he didn't play in the game against Silkeborg is because they think that he's going to start against Everton on Sunday. So Moyes has got that choice to make, whether it's going to be Souček or whether it's going to be Downs. Look, Bowen has not been playing very well so far in the league, and Cornet is really banging on the door to have a start in the Premier League. So Moyes might have a choice to make there. Paquetá, and then of course Fornals would both definitely start. And then up front, Scamacca's been scoring goals. All right, albeit it's in the Europa Conference, but he has been scoring goals. So Moyes has got a choice to make there, whether he brings Antonio back or whether he brings Scamacca in. Formation wise, if we go 5 at the back, and then again, you might see a little bit of a change. It could be Fornals or it could be Emerson. If we play 5 at the back, he'll probably go with Fornals again. And again, the other choices that I've already mentioned. But there'll be a slight formation change, maybe a 5-2, a 5-2-3, maybe against Everton. But this is the team I think he's really going to put out. This is who I think he's going to go for. It's going to be Fabianski. It's going to be Soufal, Kehrer, Zuma, and Creswell at the back with a 4. Souček and Declan in the middle. And then supporting Antonio is going to be Bowen, Paquetá, and Fornals. Many people aren't going to like that. Many people are going to be disappointed. But the good thing is we've got some good strength in depth in order to be able to bring players on to try and make a difference if need be. So that's it. A really round robin, very quick preview. I think, like I say, with regards to the Everton team, that's who I think is going to start. Begovic, Patterson, Cody, Tarkowski, and Mikalenko, Davis and Onana in the middle with Gray, Calvert-Lewin and Gordon up front. They've got pace there. They've got skill there. They've got creativity there. And with Calvert-Lewin back, they can become a goal-scoring threat as well. And with regards to us, I think this is going to be our lineup. I think it's going to be Fabianski in goal. I think it's going to be Soufal, Kehrer, Zuma and Creswell at the back with Souček and Declan. I'd love to see Down start, but I think he's going to go classic on us and he'll go with Souček and Declan. And then even though Bowen's not having a good time of it at the moment, it'll be Bowen, Paquetá and Fornals. Fornals is going to have to do something pretty unspectacular for him to get dropped, and then Antonio up front. But like I said, we've got a number of players on the bench that can come in and make a difference. Look, it's going to be a tight game. I think we're going to nick it. We're going to nick it 1-0. It might not be the most exciting game to watch, but I think we're going to just get that win in order to start climbing up that league table. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon. And do join me if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification. We'll do a review at some point after the game on Sunday. Thanks for watching.